Welcome back, AP students. It's Menenberg, and in our previous videos, we've introduced the historical thinking skills of comparison, change and continuity over time, and causation. We looked at this incredible set of photos from my staff ID pictures to look at these skills and introduce them. And in our last two videos, we've gone a little bit more in detail on comparison and CCOT, so I encourage you to check those out. In this video, we're actually going to be looking at causation. Okay, and what we're going to do, instead of looking at these glorious photos, we're going to look at a couple of different prompts that the College Board has released on AP Classroom. If you haven't looked at AP Classroom, take this time now to go and do that. Now, don't worry so much about the content we're looking at here. We're focused more on the wording of these prompts so that we can train our minds to identify which historical thinking skill we're asked to do when we're giving this test. Okay? So, first we're going to look at a multiple choice question. Now, you can't read this. I can barely read it. That's mainly because I'm old, though. So the question, though, says Simon Bolivar, was describing the effects of which of the following economic policies? Don't worry about knowing the answer to that question. Just look at the word effects. Again, that is what we're identifying. That is the cue word that is setting our mind off that says this is a causation prompt. If you can't identify that, you might not know what to do. And as I've said before in other videos, your inability to identify the task in the prompt is one of the greatest barriers you're going to face in success for this test. If you know what you are asked to do, if you understand what is being asked of you, you're far more likely to be able to do it. Okay? So, keywords like impact, effect, responsible for, led to, implications, cause, dead giveaways that you're looking at a causation prompt. Now, in my experience, there are a very large variety of causation prompts. In fact, I would say that most prompts, even if they have comparison, even if they have CCOT in them, have an element of causation in there. That is one of the key skills that we must learn as students of history, is to see the cause and effect of a variety of historical processes, events, etc. And so these keywords are going to be imperative for you to get in your brain in order to do well on these types of questions. Next, let's look at a short answer. This one says, identify one way in which class divisions affected. One way in which class divisions affected. Okay? That is that's the verb form, right, of the noun, effect, cause and effect. You got to be able to see those words. You need to describe in detail something that thing one did that led to thing two. Again, this is not a Dr. Seuss reference, so calm down, people. Cause and effect is what we're being asked of in these prompts. So in this case, it says one way in which class divisions affected the development of industrialized states. Okay, so thing one is class divisions. Thing two, the development of industrialized states. If you can get that and get into detail about that, you're going to be in great shape. Now, to expand on your evidence, you might, this is not the only way, you might explain the effects of that effect. So in other words, we have this class divisions affected the development of industrial state X, okay? And they did so by doing this, all right? So here's how it happened. And as a result of this effect, this happened. It's an effect of an effect, basically. Forgive me for getting you tongue-tied, but people, this is just one way to get that expansion point. Again, it's your ability to identify wording like affected or cause that's going to help you identify the correct skill that you need to demonstrate on this prompt. All right, lastly, I want to look at the free response. It says, develop an argument that evaluates the extent to which cross-cultural connections were the leading factor behind scientific and/or technological advances. The leading factor behind technological advances. Factor and advances are our keywords. Again, like the SAQ, one thing led to another. Scientific and technological advances were caused by what? Cross-cultural connections. Okay, so identifying that cause and effect and exploring how that looked and what it looked like is going to get you all the points you need on a free response question like this. You got to demonstrate that to the reader. Okay, lastly, again, I want to pause and just identify a few different cue words for causation. These are not all of them, but they're meant to give you an idea of what you should be looking at when you identify a causation type prompt. So I'm going to hold here for a moment, let you soak that in. If it's not clear, I apologize. Not everything always works with Menenberg and technology, but I hope you get some semblance of these cue words for all three of these types of historical thinking skills. In any case, we're going to look at other prompts down the road together in these videos. We're going to look at the LEQ in detail, the DBQ in detail. We've already touched on the SAQ, and we're also going to discuss strategies on how to answer multiple choice questions. So stay tuned, stay with us, let me know how I can help you, and remember, my friends, life is about choices. We'll see you next time.